Welcome everybody. Let's get into the game. So we're continuing with BoulderMines. And now I'm trying to remember what we were doing as I left off. We just had a dwarf get possessed. We had to quickly make up the metal smithing workshop and get that going so they could complete their task. We want to move all this stuff down. We've got the indoor refuse pit going. They've built a ceiling over that. Let's see, we have this bridge now. So we can close off the entrance if we need to and have time, which is good. Let's see, then it goes down here. We've got that queued up for them to build, get the second farm going at some point, but it's not super urgent. We could go ahead and make that a little potash storage. Potash, which I think is over here under other materials. Yep, other blocks. We've got the pigs and the turkeys down there. At some point, we'll get this going for other grazers, but it's not super urgent right now, and we'll actually want to do some digging from above because we'll need to pour water so we get soil or moss growing. Got the bedrooms going. Let's see, over here, a little more they could engrave. Is that, I think this is all priority, or will be priority 1 after I change that. Let them go now. That's all engraved. I'm actually going to quickly pause and remove the zones. Leave that. Pause it. Remove the zones there, so none of those are bedrooms anymore. And then I'm going to come back with Quick Fort and do this. So that will redesignate, but it doesn't make multiple bedrooms appear, which can be annoying. And that will queue up the chest and the cabinets there. Okay. We've got storage here for those places. They're working on this will be where our finished goods storage goes. At some point we will move our trade depot, but it can stay there for right now. We've got metal production going, which is good. Not accidentally waiting too long on that. I do need to get leather working going. Let's move down. Let's see, I'd really put it back here. We'll go ahead and set it up. We might move this, but we'll move it down and get this going. Leather working, all of the cloth stuff. Do I need anything else? I don't think so. And we'll come up here and we'll take it away from this area. Food is still fine there. Weapons are still fine. Armor, ammo, yeah, that's all fine. And okay, so we'll want the butcher and the fishery back here because they can have refuse. Actually, I don't know if the fishery does. The butcher definitely does. Let's see, we've got, yeah, that's going to take a while. Oh, we need more jet. Okay, pause. What's our petition? No, we do not need you. Sorry. Petition to come in for the purpose of eradicating monsters, but we don't need you. Let's get a workshop going here for leather working. Yeah, we'll put that over here. So we'll have butchery, tanner, fishery, leather worker, Hey Zelfer, welcome. Then, oh, and I sent you the IP address in Discord for joining the Discord server, so you're welcome to do that. You should know where everything is, but I'll be on later and can show you around too. Then we need a loom. I totally didn't tell it to do that out of microcline. So let's go back. We want microcline only for the workshops. Get these queued up. I don't really care if they do them super urgently. Though we do need to get clothing production going. Microcline. And then I had thought of something, but promptly have forgotten it. What was I thinking about? I could go ahead and move the finished good food storage down here and go ahead and turn that into the dining tavern. Those will be guild halls at some point, and temples. I'd rather them work on this though than anything else right now, finishing all that area off. Oh, they need jet, that's right. No, we do not want people coming in for the purpose of eradicating monsters. Go find the jet. We had some down here. This is jet. What priority is this? Let's make that priority 1. Because we need more furniture for our bedrooms. Do that all up. They can come down and do this real quick. That should get a fair amount of the furniture we need. We will need to head around to some of the other little pockets of jet. Ooh, this is magnetite, possibly down here. But it looks like it's mostly claystone. Let's see what this turns into. We'll grab the magnetite from over there. It's another petition for, yep. I get why they would come by once you pierce the caverns, but I really wish it wouldn't do that unless you were accepting visitors, which I don't have anywhere for visitors yet. Ooh, that can be some magnetite up here. Hippie! Welcome by. I utterly fail at prospecting for iron in Vintage Story, Hippie. It was sad and pathetic. We might have halotite near the base. I'll show you the markers the next time you're on. I did find sulfur. Not by prospecting, because I gave up on prospecting and went and checked out a cavern after I repaired a translocator. What am I doing? I don't have a connection over there. That's all good to go. Human crossbowmen. We certainly don't want humans for eradicating monsters, because then we have to make large clothing for them, which is a pain. What do we have down here? There's a little jet. Let's queue this up. We don't need to get to it right away, but we want it before too long. And I think, so I've got, speaking of trying to combine Vintage Story with your name, looks like Zelfer might join us for some Vintage Story. And then I made up, which is why I was prospecting for iron, because I used up all of our normal iron, full chainmail sets for Initia and Protag, and we're going to go raid caverns later. because I found a good one for hopefully farming some temporal gears. We'll see. Yeah, no, I totally get that. It's part of why I'm doing Dwarf Fortress, and we'll be doing some Satisfactory, is to not be doing only Vintage Story and give myself some variety. Uh-oh, we've got some thieving flyers. I hate them with so much. And then we have Taken by a Mood. One of our miners has been possessed. You are claiming a workshop. Okay, you're claiming a stoneworker's workshop? I need to finish off my finished goods storage here so they can actually empty out the workshops. They shouldn't be getting too slowed down yet, but eventually they will. Stupid vultures. Interrupting my people on the surface. How's the game volume, by the way? Like, it sounds loud enough coming through my headphones, and it looks like it should be loud enough in OBS, but I know when I checked their last recording, I had to bump up the game volume a lot for the VODs. Though Dwarf Fortress game volume is also very inconsistent. Okay. Yeah. I've got that in Vintage Story too, where you guys will say the game volume is fine in the in the stream, but when I check the recording, I have to bump it up quite a bit. Which is fine, I could totally do that, it's easy enough. Rovad Zozdemot, a miner, has created Rovad Zozdemot. Did they name it after themselves? Oh, that's... Well, you made it, so it's yours to name, so go for it. A microline hatch cover. She offers it to crystal boulders. Thank you very much. That's also part of why we need more iron. Ricky has been working on the setting up steel production, but we need like a tiny bit more iron to finish it off, and then of course to be able to actually process into steel. But I've got both translocators near our base repaired, and one of them took me to an area where I have been mining oodles and oodles of olivine, and it also had some nickel in there, so we have a chunk of nickel. No, would really like to turn off the eradicating monsters visitors. Okay. And I also need to set up artifact storage. Which, where do I want to do that? I usually wind up putting it down in the nobles' quarters. But I don't actually have that built yet. We're gonna move these up on the priority list. I hate the rock salt so much. It's like a dirty Pepto-Bismol pink color, and it's so ugly. Sounds good. Yeah, so Ricky was converting the beehive kiln into the cementation furnace or whatever it's called. And he's ready to finish that up as soon as we get him some more iron. We have a chandelier now in the house because I found a chandelier in my cavern exploration. It's winter again. We've been making more rock figurines here. We've got our leather worker. Let's make the loom next priority. which, okay, we can move incoming down. So let's pause this because I got to get this all set up. So we need, first of all, farming, kitchen, microline, farming the still because Zelfer is our brewer. Not yet, but we did. Oh, I don't know if you've been in the Discord chat. So I found the ocean. So we have identified an area to move to. It's basically directly south of us. My walk down south, if I'd kept going about 3,000 more, I would have hit the ocean. But then I got tired of that and I teleported to the equator and then was teleporting around and I accidentally teleported myself into the middle of the ocean, which was fun. So I've got most of my material. I've got all the bricks ready for doing my house. But I wasn't going to build it where we are. Microcline. And I've been teleporting back to the location I found every month during the winter to record the temperatures. So far, it still doesn't have snow and is well above freezing. And it wasn't super hot during the summer. What else do I need? I need the butcher. And the tanner. And then I need the fishery. Then I can go up here. And I'm going to dismantle these. Not the craft storps yet. Well, I can do that too, actually. We've got enough things for trade. And then this, all the food stuff can go away. Actually, I think all of this can go away now. So we're going to get rid of this stockpile. We're going to get rid of the dining hall. And we're going to remove that furniture. We're going to come back down here. Oh, it's one I need to actually take off. It was one for doing multiple torches at once until Zelfer told me you can actually just throw the torches in the campfire. It takes it a little while to light all of them, but I'm okay with it taking a little while. I just didn't want to be standing around lighting one at a time because that was super annoying. Okay, so I've got, this is the still. Let's see. Let me actually switch these around because that's going to hurt my brain. Still over here. Kitchen over here. Nope, that's the fishery. Kitchen. Top priority, top priority. We'll bump these all up the priority list. Okay, then I need right here, I think I normally do a 4x4, and import the brewable that I went through and painstakingly selected one time. I actually timed that well. I was able to mute myself before I had to sneeze. So it's got the various brewable stuff in that saved list. And then, okay, we need one for meat and fish. This is, we're gonna set up our cooking stockpile. So meat and fish. And then we need a larger one, which probably not big enough. Let's say like right there. Actually, get rid of that. Something like that. Okay. This is also meat and fish. And we will have it give to the little stockpile. This is in an effort to make our meals from more than one thing. This is eggs. What all do I make meals out of? I stopped using syrup. I've got the cookable stuff. Because I want 4 ingredients. I don't remember what I use. One of these is cookable. Which has a bunch of different things in it. But what's my other one-off that I use? The cheese? No. I'm gonna have to look up the last time I did a fort. What the heck did I do? If I still have videos from back then. Because I used to do syrup, but that was a pain, so I stopped. I don't know. We'll leave it as that for right now. And then I need over here by the farmer. Let's see, right there, we'll do milk, which they'll make cheese with. Extract from the animal, milk. Select that. Cheese gets put in here. Maybe I had an individual cheese one? That could be. Come mine this out, please. And mine this out. And then I need a separate... Where's our loom? There's the... No, that's the leather worker. This is the loom. So like right here-ish. I need... what was it? Pigtails. Pigtails, which are under plants. And then I need brewable to priority. Give to that one so pigtail stays full. And also the same here. Give to pigtails. No, wait, that's the meat. You do not need to give to pigtails. You will never carry pigtails. I need a larger cookable area. And have it give to pigtails and give to that one. And then it's also called cookable. And I am desperately forgetting some kind of stockpile that I usually have. That's okay. We'll do over here. This will be crafting supplies. And it will include, from the refuse stockpile, we'll have bones, shells, teeth, horn and hooves, and we will not have hair and wool. That's one I'm missing over on the other side. And we can have, let's do it at priority 2. You guys come in here. And we'll get our craft workshop set back up. And let's see, do we have all the staircases? Do that one. To there. Up to there. Okay. So we'll put a crafts workshop over here. We need our hair and wool stockpile. Okay, put that there. Hair, wool. That we will use for making thread. And this stockpile will get bigger after a while. We'll expand it over here. I don't need one for hides. They'll just grab from the workshop. The fishery workshop will give over to the crafts workshop to the crafting supplies thing. Clothier shop will take from here. It'll give it a place we'll set up down here. Loom will take from... Thread we'll put in there as well, so it'll take from there. Leather will take from there. Still will take from the brewable. Cooking from those ones once we have them. I need a fat one. Set that up. I need fat. And we'll set up later, or here soonish, the, what's it called? Not fat, but tallow. Over near the ashery and stuff, and the soap maker for soap making. Okay, we'll let them work on that. I'm gonna go ahead and get, let's see, brewable, or this is our drinks supply. Plant and animal drinks. Oh, and we need the dining room again. Okay. Dining room. That's what I forgot. Dining hall. And we'll need drinks here. Let's do right there. This is or will be a tavern on 26 drinks. And we'll have it grab from there. Is that? Yeah, that's spelled right. And then we'll have up here a meal supply that will also then give to the dining hall / tavern. So this will be tavern on level 26, meals, and you will take from there. Okay, let you guys run with that, and then we'll set up meeting area in here. Except that we're gonna make it a tavern. And right now, I only want citizens and long-term residents. Let's up the goblets. And then we want to not have it overlapping with the dining hall. Switch to the dining hall. Also remove that area from it. So it's no longer overlapping, and then we want to assign it to that tavern. We have a caravan that has arrived. This is the Dwarven caravan, nice. I forgot what we requested. Started making leather armor, good. Human bowman. Okay. So we should then start getting migrants after this. We want to trade figurines in chests that are non-artifact. And then we want something more than that. What do we have value-wise? Could trade mugs or gems. Let's see, what's our mug situation looking like? I forgot what all the little symbols mean. I'm gonna trade those. Okay. That should give us some stuff to trade. Release the dwarves. We're having a lot of human visitors. Why is construction suspended there? Diplomacy. Okay, what do we need? Let's do some garden vegetables, especially ones that can be made into drinks, like strawberries and tomatillos. We can also gather some watermelon or winter melons and some squashes. Eggplants. Just gives us some food variety. I don't want capers. We don't need quarry bush leaves. Grab some lettuce leaves and some of those. They generally bring leather anyway. Elves are coming, so we don't need instruments from them. I might go ahead and just be requesting ore. Because we're having to dig around the edges of the cavern to find like anything for making iron. So let's grab hematite. And yeah, because I found some limonite and I found some magnetite. I don't think I've even found hematite. I have to look back, but I don't believe I have. Go ahead and have them start working on the floor grading there. Did I ever get this set up? I don't think I did. Petition for the purpose of eradicating monsters. No and no. Okay, they're still working on that. Do we have all of our egg layers that are female in here? Yes. What about pigs? Yes. Okay, excellent. Need some flux. Where did we find flux? I know we had found some. I think it was chalk. Pretty sure we'd found some. I hope we did. That would suck. Lignite, that's coal. Brown coal and vintage story. Limonite, that's for iron. Kaolinite is for porcelain. Magnetite, that's iron. Uh-oh. Did we never strike chalk or one of the other flux stones? I swear I saw some around one of the caverns. Okay, nothing here. That's all rock salt. Could at least be dolomite. That would make our lives easier. Lignite and claystone. More lignite. Lignite. Claystone. Anybody spots any, shout it out. Need to go grab the jet over there. All claystone. Kaolinite. More kaolinite, more claystone. Uh-oh. Petrified wood, claystone, kaolinite. And let me know if the game speed is too fast, too slow, anything like that. I can adjust it. Chalk. Awesome. Okay. Please go grab some chalk. And then this did run into microcline, it looked like, which is perfectly fine. More microcline, or chalk, limonite, some microcline. This isn't a bad floor to do either. Yeah, we're just gonna have to keep digging around the edges of the caverns. Gonna be interesting. I generally prefer separate floors where I don't have to worry about my edges and hitting the caverns and having to dig stairways over from other levels to go up or down. Okay. Tasks are completing. We grabbed flux. I don't think we found Bitmus coal, so I might turn that one off. Zulfurnide has also become a planter. I've got enough people now. I need to check on my other dwarves and see if I can have a dedicated planter. Let's see, broker requested here. Hippie, do you want a dwarf? Let's trade. What all do they have? Expensive instruments. Okay, we'll go find you a dwarf after this. That's not terrible on the price. We do have the elves coming with cheaper instruments, so really anything down in that range probably is worth grabbing. The low 100s. Don't need any barrels. Let's see, seeds, we should be fine on those. Leather. We'll be needing to make leather armor for our marked dwarves. No meat or fish. Plants. Let's see. Other than the caper leaves, we can grab those. We're gonna have to figure out our weight imbalance here. Okay, goblets. Go to this. Port goods. Mugs. Let's go by value. We need to buy something from them that is fairly heavy. Let's see, that's 12. Corkscrew. Close all this. Or just buy plump helmets, I guess. They're always useful. Already buying all of the leather, I believe. And all of the bins the leather's in. I should have told them to bring more leather. I'm always going to need that for a while. Eventually, once I've outfitted the army, then we'll be making plenty of leather, but until then... Let's see, I can grab that instrument. And that one. Of course, now we're not giving them enough value. Need something really heavy but not terribly expensive. I think it's gonna have to be plump helmets. Let's get rid of those instruments we just selected and go check out the plump helmets. Where did those go? Instruments, where are you? Okay, must have been below those. There's one of them. There's another. Let's go down to plump helmets. What were they under? Just under plants. Okay. Grab that weight-wise, and then add in some mugs. Come on, you gotta be close here. How close are we? Oh, they accepted that. Okay. Good. So, dwarves for hippie. What do we got? Male or female? Do you have... I don't have all the jobs yet, but any preferences? Beard, no beard? We'll see what we have. Might not be able to do it exactly. And we can make that one a planter. Okay. Let's see. What's Cyril like? Cyril Nabazaz. She's our expedition leader. Let's see, personality. Great deal of patience, good memory, a good feel for social relationships, a good kinesthetic sense, good spatial sense, and willpower, and good intellect, but she has meager creativity and a very bad sense of empathy. Aww. She presents herself modestly and frowns on any flashy accoutrements. She's often sad and dejected. No. She does not often feel lustful. She tends to assume the worst of two outcomes will be the one that comes to pass. She's quick to anger. She's not inherently proud of her talents and accomplishments. She often feels envious of others. She does not easily hate or develop negative feelings. She generally acts impartially and is rarely moved to mercy. She doesn't tend to hold on to grievances. She can handle stress. She's a friendly individual. Well, so she's a great manager that is kind of depressed. And not very creative. Let's see. She personally prefers a noisy, bustling life to boring days without activity. She dreams of raising a family. Likes tin glaze, gold, brown jasper, vulture leather, alpaca wool, cotton fabric, the color light brown, armor strands, sheep for their wool, one-humped camels for their hump, and the sight of the pantomime of wonder. When possible, she prefers to consume red panda, bloated tubers, sorghum beer, and sheep's milk. She absolutely detests blood nuts. That is a good thing to detest. What? It said Dwarf Fortress. Oh, nope. It's not. Let me fix that. I have changed the name, but apparently didn't update the game. Okay, so let's make this into hippie. We'll do queen hippie, and maybe one day you will be our queen. But sadly, that is not up to me. You have to get yourself elected to different positions. Okay. We need to grow more pig's tail. We found some damp stone. Oh yeah, there's a... Well, that's not gonna leak through. We'll let them just keep digging the way they want. And let me go check the stream information. Settings. Broadcast settings. I swear I updated this, but I guess I didn't. Dwarf Fortress. Update. Continue. Okay, that should update. Hopefully. Please continue mining out chalk. We need the chalk. And let's go up here. Okay, I do have the craft workshop there. We'll need another stone worker. And thanks for letting me know, Zolfer. Okay. Those are all set up. That's set up. I need the old clothing. Or clothing in general. So clothing. We want finished goods. Change that to none. Armor, legwear, headwear, handwear, and footwear. That'll cover all of the clothing. Yep. And then we want it to only come from here. So give to there. And we want this to only come from there. And then we want leather mill supplies. So this is armor, not made out of metal. It can be, actually it can be any of those, I'm fine with that. If for some reason we get unusable armor from those, it can also go in there and we'll just sort it out at some point. We also want any backpacks, flasks, and quivers to go in here. And those can actually be made out of metal. I'm fine with that. We want bags, which are under furniture. Always seems a little weird, but I think that's from some old system. And then what else do we need? We need ropes. I believe is a finished good with chain. So we would want non-artifact on all of this. Anything artifact we'll have a special storage spot for. And what else do we need? I'm forgetting something. Finished goods. Music instruments will go in a different area. Boys will go in a different area. Bracelets. No, that all looks fine. I don't know. I'm forgetting it. It'll come up later and we'll fix it. More damp stone. Tetrahedrite over there. That would at least give us some copper. Do have limonite that way. No migrants yet, but those traders should be making their way back to deliver news of us. Well, the only reason I really want steel right now, Queen Hippie in Vintage, is we've got a decent sized titanium ore vein that I want to dig out. So we need iron to make maybe one more iron shield to finish the stuff for making steel, and then enough to get like one iron pick, maybe 2 iron picks. I mean, I guess probably we want as much as we can find nearby so we can transport it down south with us. More damp stone. I'm gonna go take away the work order for Bitmus coal because we're not finding any. If we happen to find some later, I can set up a one-off work order. Grab those whenever we come this way. Let's see, this is magnetite. So I don't want to do the auto mine because I don't want them to dig into the cavern. Technically that's open space, but there are flyers in the cavern. Probably goes down that way. Okay. Which is probably what I was picking up near the base. I kept seeing like 2.5% occasionally. Okay. That'll work. Okay, we're gonna need to go over to another jet supply. Which on this level, let's see, we've got magnetite over there, which could be useful. A little bit of jet. Nothing over there. Nothing here, it looks like. It's all lignite and claystone. This level, what do we have? More claystone down here. A little bit of magnetite over there. Over there, but I'm not seeing any jet. This is down where we switched to microcline, chalk, and tetrahedrite. Okay, so I think it's this level. No, here, this level. Where we need to make our way over here and here. So, let's see, could do that from there. Yep, that'll work. Just be a long hike. Is it shorter if we go from up here? Yes, it is. Okay. Let's see. Stairway. Like right there, upwards. And from over here, upwards. Connect these over to here. At some point, they'll get over to that digging order. It's not really a priority at the moment, but we are going to need more jet. We might switch to, what was it? Quartzite? I think I found some. Pretty sure I had. Or am I thinking of a different fort? I guess we were digging for chalk there already. Oops. Chalk. Yeah, here we had some quartzite. So if we run out of jet, we'll be digging up quartzite. Which I'm okay with. It's also a very pretty color. Okay, let's see. This... Okay, that is all dug out. This is the one that needs to be... That will be our well eventually. We'll want a staircase right there that goes up. And then where do we want to put our well area? Usually I do it like over here somewhere. Maybe over here. See, that's all clear. Comes up to the bedrooms, and then it gets blocked. Go over here. We don't need to go all the way up to there. So clear down to, yeah, that'll work. Awesome. Oh, it does? Okay. Later, if we are on at the same time, I want you to just walk me through prospecting that down. I have some markers around where I was trying to prospect and narrow it down. And then I wasn't really finding higher than that. And it was like, well, that must just be remnants. Moody worker is working. Okay, let's put in our well area. Say right over here. Okay, we do it like that. Take it all the way down here. And space. Okay, that's correct. And then we want to have that all the way up here. So it goes down. Make that one that. Change it to blueprint. Okay, then we have a strip coming off it. And then, let's see, is it shorter this way? That's 84. Or this way. Shorter that way. So that'll be drainage off the map. Could turn this area into a reservoir. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Not gonna be building anything right around it. That's all water. This will be a doorway. Okay. Not an urgent priority, but we'll get them to come finish that up. And we'll connect all of these. Okay. This is all done over here, so we can make these into bedrooms. And then, let's see, we're at 22, but our population's about to shoot up. That would have us at 40 bedrooms. We probably need to get working on the next batch, which I'm going to put down here. Dig out. Locum Tazadvetek, Dwarven Child, has created User Zadam, a jet figurine of Cole Boat Knight. He offers it to crystal boulders. Nice. I need to go read that one and the other one we had earlier that I forgot about to get the full descriptions. Okay, go right there. And then rotate this around. And as soon as we get more migrants, we'll set up more people in the army. I do need to get their barracks made, actually. So that was Uzerazatam, I believe. I think that was this one. Yeah, it was a jet figurine. The jet figurine of Cole Boat Knight, all-craft ship, is of the highest quality. The item is a masterfully designed image of Cole Boat Knight, the dwarf and dwarves in jet by Locum Tazidbetek. The artwork relates to the ascension of the dwarf Cole Boat Knight to the position of Queen of the Crystal Furnaces in Year 6. I think we had something about our king earlier in Year 1, so our king didn't last long. It is encrusted with round jet capuchons and encircled with bands of alpaca wool and oval-cut sardonyxes. Okay. And then this was the hatch cover that the person named after themselves. This is a microline hatch cover. All craft store ship is of the highest quality. This object is adorned with hanging rings of petrified wood and menaces with spikes of microcline and iron. On the item is an image of a point-cut gem in petrified wood. Interesting. Uh-oh. Our war dog is fighting. Okay, I need my ore storage fairly quickly, so dig out that area. Then dig out that so we've got easy navigation around. Down here, we do need to get our storage done pronto because it's clogging up workshops. I'll just go ahead and do all of that real quick. And then while they're working on that, let's think about our military base up here. So these will be our entrances. This is where the military will stand to shoot, or our siege operators will. Fortunately, our farm is kind of in the way, but it's okay. Not the best layout I have ever done, but not terrible. Okay, once we release them to this, we want it to be a little higher priority than normal. Let's see. Do like a... I don't think it even needs to be that big. Actually, no, this can be the training area. Shoot there, we have targets that way. So we need to have them dig down. Let's see. This needs to be the wall. That's where the fortifications will go. Don't need eradicating monsters. Okay. So fortifications will go there that they shoot through, which will stand on top of that. There's the little entryway. That can be dug out because that's the actual wall that's going to matter. So on this one, should be fine to just dig. there any reason that can be fortification? On top of it, just do one inside for, this is just for giving them light exposure so they're not cave adapted all the time. Already one on that. Luckily, we're not very far below the surface. And this can actually go away. We'll set this as priority 3. Oh, but I want one of the entrances first, so that when they, because we'll be getting rid of the stairways. This is the part I always have to think through carefully, because if you do it wrong, it makes it a pain to go back and do it correctly. Okay. Blueprint. This goes up. Chop down that tree. So that'll get them down to here, where they will come inside. This can be priority 3. And we'll actually get rid of the dormitory before too long. This one. So if we want them to come in right there. Right there. Right there. Up another one. That'll get them to there. Yeah, that should be fine. Priority 3, dig that. Petition, nope. And we need more jet again. Okay. Have you guys working on that? Wait, what the heck was this? I have no idea what I was doing down there. Uh-oh, somebody got cave adapted. Down here to where we had the jet. We grabbed all of the jet from around there. That's magnetite. Okay, this was the one. Make it priority 1. We'll go back up here. Priority 1, dig. Come get me some more jet. Hello. A makeshift steam engine. There we go. Yes, they do kind of look like little prison cells. That is totally true. But the dwarves think they're amazing rooms, so as long as they're happy. I'll make the nobles' quarters much more fancy, but yeah, even if I make them a little bigger and do like a 3x2, they still wind up looking like prison cells. I like them space efficient. At least they're not as weird looking as the ones some people do, where they do like that, where they have a door and then a bed, or a chest, and a cabinet and a door, and just do them right in a line. Those look so weird to me. And welcome to the chat. Okay, dig, little dwarf, dig. More lignite, yay! So hopefully we'll find some decent jet down here, but we're gonna have to switch to the quartzite before too long, I think. It's fine. I like quartzite. More petitions for eradicating monsters. No! I don't want you. Especially since I think all of you, except maybe one or two, have been humans, which I would then have to make large clothes for. It's not the most convenient map. All of our pretty rock and iron stuff is a decent way down compared to our fortress. Not that there's a ton of room between. Let's see. We're down at like level 15. Yeah, I would have shifted it down a couple levels if I'd realized. Petition, no. Okay, where are we going with this? We're down here. So, let's grab that. We don't want to mess with the cavern right there. Hopefully that's some more jet and not just claystone. They wear the longest pants. Yeah. But I think that's all of our easily accessible jet. So we're gonna have to switch over to the quartzite, unfortunately. I like quartzite, and maybe we've gathered enough jet that I could just make all of the tavern furniture out of quartzite and switch the rooms over to, wider than their bedrooms, yes. Switch the bedrooms over to quartzite. We'll see. So quartzite was down even farther, unfortunately. Quartzite, quartzite, there we go. So I don't need all those staircases. That's from the DF hack dig command. Create staircases like that. Okay, where were we on the jet? Got a little more jet, but not a lot. There's a piece. Yeah, I love microline blue. That's I use for my workshops and my floors whenever I can. And the blue of the jet against, or not the blue, the purple of the jet against it, or the quartzite, which is kind of a pinky purple. We're near a volcano, getting obsidian and having the black of the obsidian versus the microline. I like it a lot. I wish the game had a prettier green. The green ones in this, are not the prettiest. Okay. Our quartzite is also dug in with a cavern. Let's fix this. That is unfortunate. I'd forgotten we hadn't come down and found the third cavern yet. So it is my favorite cavern. I like the look of it by far the best. The second cavern layer is the one I really don't like. Its moss is just not a pretty blue color, and I like blue, but it's a very dull blue color. Whereas the purple down here is quite pretty. Magma over there, which will be useful. Okay, we're all the way around. Knock this away. Hey, Bardock. Just figuring out our rock collection we're gonna get going for furniture. But we have hit the cavern, so I gotta come down here and fix this. Okay. Undo all of that. Let's get you away from the wall over there. And where did we actually pierce this cavern? Probably, oh, right there. Okay. So let's build a wall. Any material is fine. Make that a high priority when we can. And continue getting rid of your digging commands right here. No, this is Dwarf Fortress. So it's, at its core, it's a simulation game, society simulation. It's a colony management, I guess. So you're managing a little group of dwarves, setting up their fortress here. Hang on. Let me make sure I'm not missing any of these before I let my brain get distracted. And you manage like a bunch of work orders. So you're managing their production. You're lining out the fortress. So where do they build? What do they build where? That kind of thing. Why does that? Okay, that went away. That's good. Not quite. And then, but so the game generates the world in the beginning. It generates all of the civilizations in the world, their history over a very long period of time. I have this one set to, it generated 100 years of history, after the written word was invented, before it launched mine, but you can do a lot more than that. I think 250 years used to be the default. And it has, then as time goes by in the game, the other civilizations are free to do what they want, and they can start wars, make peace, trade amongst each other. Some civilizations will die off, some will take over. There's goblins, elves, dwarves, humans, kobolds, some other rare ones. And you just kind of keep the civilization going through time, see what happens, and you can come back. I can retire this fort after a while, or we might get destroyed, and we could make another fort in the same world, and then come back to it from a different angle. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any cavern down there. Let me flip around here. Sorry, I will release the dwarves to go back to digging in a second after I have cleared off all of this cavern digging, because the caverns are filled with monsters. Can summon forgotten beasts, and then that is no fun. Not until we have a military built up to deal with them, at least. So I don't want us accidentally summoning like an apocalypse beast type thing to come up and kill our fortress because we dug without care. So if you get a fortress well established where nothing's coming to kill you, that's often how people choose to end the fortress down the line, is they dig without care. It's all set up. Yes, the forgotten beasts. Let's see. So far I've just been walling off the caverns because I don't want to deal with them yet. Okay, let's double check each level. This level is good. That level, we're building a wall, and then we will be good. I hope. If we suddenly have troglodytes coming up into the fortress, we know we missed a spot. Okay. Build this with priority, please. Why is it blocking another build shop? What? No, there we go. So this is us digging down in the cavern layer for this rock called quartzite because it is a pretty color and I want to use it for stuff. And fun with magma, yes. Yeah, we'll have to bring up magma later, which is nice. We found some magma. Let's see. Right in this area. So we'll come over from here probably and grab it from above. Though I've got to go back and research because it's been a while since I've done magma without just grabbing it off the side of a volcano. Where was that? So we've got a blind cave ogre down here. So if we had it open to the fortress, he might just wander into the fort and up to our main base up here. If I scroll up far enough. This is our tavern area, or what will be our tavern. This is a storage area and future bedrooms. Workshop floor. Another storage area and bedrooms. This is our farm and pasture area. This was our initial get underground area and is still our dormitory, which we will get rid of for right now, actually. Not that. The dormitory. Remove construction. And let's get rid of that little garbage dump. And then this will be our 3 entrances in the future. I'm trying out since the siege update, you can get attacked in this game. And when they come in, they'll start to get leery of an entrance after a lot of them have died in that area. So I'm trying to see if I have 3 entrances and rotate them between sieges, if that will help either eliminate or at least mitigate that. Okay. They dug that out. Let's see, dig. It's all done. Let's do that one next. Upward slope, downward slope. So they'll come in through here. I'm digging this out so I can put a roof above it so that the dead bodies that build up there during a siege won't turn into miasma. And they'll wait for us to clear them out after the siege. Yeah, totally. Dying from mistakes. That's how you learn in this game. Failure can be fun. Okay. Diggy diggy dwarfs. We're up to 23. I'm betting in spring we get some migrants now that I don't know exactly how long it takes that trade caravan to get back to our base. And I'm not sure if it's actually dependent on the distance you are away from your main civilization in-game or not. Which, let's see, civilizations. Met the elves, met the humans. That's our civilization. Which I believe is up here somewhere. And we're right here. That's our little fortress. We've got one group of elves down here. The coastal radiant seals, which we have not had contact with. These up here are from the robust seeds, or the grove of stakes, sorry. The beast of paging, the grove of stakes. So we also haven't had contact with them. I wonder if it's just a specific elven city we've had contact with. Because we have had elven traders. We've definitely seen some humans. No. Don't want to do any missions yet. News and rumors. We don't have our tavern open for visitors yet, so we're not really getting a bunch of rumors. Let's see. 3:26. We're going to play this for at least another 30 minutes. And then I think we're going to have enough of our group getting on. No. So this part where you click over on the map and see this view, that's totally vanilla. I'm not even sure DFHack has any features for this screen, actually. As far as I know, DFHack has nothing on this screen. If it does, it's nothing I've explored. The DFHack has a lot of awesome things. And welcome, Goblin Skulk. Are you going to side with the goblins, try and take us over? I did make sure we settled somewhere nearby some goblins. And our enemy difficulty is turned up, so we should be getting before too long. Which, that's what I was working on before I got distracted, was setting up so this will be their barrack area, but we needed one entrance so we could close off those stairways. And then we'll set up dormitories for them as well. Or not dormitories, we'll set up sleeping areas for them. Let's see. No. Yeah, no, that's all okay. So now we'll have an entrance through here that'll go up to the surface. We can start building a ceiling over there. So it's still light exposed, but they can't just drop in. Side with yourself primarily. That's fair enough. That's generally a good philosophy. Come on, save the game. So this will be, if they get through, so our archers and our siege equipment will sit up here. It'll rain down fire. They'll come in through here. We'll keep our melee and like our war dogs in here. Oh, we've got another dwarf claiming a workshop. And then we'll have, so that'll be the barracks and the archery. We'll have some storage areas for the military supplies. So something like this. So actually, I'm going to split off a little earlier than that. Have a walkway come down here. Go down another one. Let's see, storage. So for like our armor, our weapons, arrows, that kind of stuff. Quivers, backpacks, flasks, all that wonderfulness. Rith Thobcubor, I think, dwarven child has created Anzaz, a pig bone coffin. She claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor, Atir Hammermark. See, that's a nice name. That's a weird name. Let's go look at it a little more. Anzaz. You made a coffin? I'm a little worried about your mental stability, dwarven child. It's a pig bone coffin. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. On the item is an image of Cadal Silvery Torrid, the dwarf in pig bones. Nice. Awesome. That'll help Queen Hippie. And like I was saying, I'll probably be on I'm on Dwarf Fortress. I'll probably be switching over to Vintage Story in like 30-ish minutes maybe. Depends who's available. I guess I could work on a little more iron stuff if Initia and Protag aren't available yet, but I want to get our raid down into the caravans going. Cavern. If you want to join us later, you've got a full chainmail set going. Let's see, we want to move over figurines. That's what I tend to make for trade goods. Inside containers. That's probably enough. We would buy cheap instruments from the elves generally. If we need to move over more, we will, but that's probably enough. Okay. That. Yeah, they're finishing that off. Okay. So we want a bridge here, because we need to be able to block this off. Let's do it out of rock salt, which I still hate the color of so very much, but it's what we've got. Okay, since that entrance is done, we can start working on this area. You go away, bridge. We'll make you a little smaller. And then we'll turn... Yeah, the artifacts are awesome. We need to get a construction, a ceiling going here. What do we have? Did I not tell it to make... I thought I told it to make blocks out of sandstone. Did I not? I don't have a lot of sandstone. Let's see, what are our block orders? Microline blocks. Oh, we do have rock salt blocks. Okay. I think I just gave up and said rock salt because we've got so much of it. What else do we have in here? Anything we need to update? I need to set up the toy storage thing in the tavern in our effort to keep children inside. Let's see. Do one tables all through there. And we'll do chairs. Oh, but we're probably not going to have enough out of jet. Some of those are going to wind up being quartzite, which is okay. And let's see, we want toys for the little ones, because we want them to stay inside and not go get themselves killed outside. Toys. And let's take it. So we have one bin for bulk storage. I need to make some artifact storage. I keep forgetting. Let's trade with the elves. Come here, broker. Queen Hippie is our broker. Yep, I'm out of jet. So I need to switch that work order to quartzite. Of course, Queen Hippie is sleeping on the job. Supposed to come trade for us. Managing work orders is actually part of your job, so we'll allow that one. And then you gotta go have food. And now you're gonna come trade. Thank you. Okay, cheap instruments. Got those. Giant sparrow. Oh yeah, and we want to be buying giant animals from them to encourage them to bring more, even though we will sadly just butcher that animal. Is there anything else? I guess we could grab some plums for food variety. So we need to move over a little more. Move over. Let's see, let's move some mugs over. Non-artifact. Not that we have an artifact mug yet. Let's see, move those over. Probably those two. No, I don't need all those. Oh wait, is that the value per? Huh. I'm suddenly showing a lot more value. Okay, let's update anything that we're currently making out of jet. So, jet table, which we have to just cancel that one. And we have to make a new table work order. Rock table. Make 2 of them at a time. And make them out of quartzite. Whenever quartzite tables is less than 2 and quartzite is greater than 10. Same thing with rock thrones. Two quartzite. Anytime quartzite thrones is less than 2. Okay. And we'll get rid of the jet thrones. Which, there they are. Door, coffer, and cabinet. Okay. Rock door. Rock cap. Oops. I was wrong. Rock cabinet. And rock coffer. Change all of those to quartzite. We want to make... Oh, 2 doors is probably fine. 5 of those, 5 of those. We'll change this to 2. That can be 2, and that can be 2. So when this triggers, it's not just going to make up to storing 2. If it goes down to 1, then it'll trigger a full 5. So it'll go up to 6, and then it'll go back down. Okay, and then I can cancel those, the jet ones. Jet door, jet coffer, jet cabinet. Okay. Release the dwarves. And we'll come in and we'll slowly... We'll actually go back. I should have waited to put those in. I'll go back and I'll switch this all to quartzite. And we'll save the jet tables and chairs for nobles' quarters. Okay, ready to trade. So let's go back to there. Since we've left poor hippie stranded at the trader. Grab the cheap instruments, grab the giant sparrow that we will butcher. And then we were gonna grab plums as well, I believe. Just for food variety. Huh. Forgotten Beast Silk Aero Strings. That's kind of cool. Get rid of some of those. Let's see. There we go. Trade that. Go back up here to take a look. We've got that built, so we need to hook it up to a lever, which that one is gone, so this will actually be Fortress Entrance 1 now. And we need to link the lever up to there, so we can close that on command. Switch this to digging. Yep, we slaughtered the giant sparrow, but the more we're buying animals from them, the more they will bring animals, and hopefully we'll get some cool ones in the future that we actually want to keep. At least that's the theoretical logic. Yeah, I've got the outside all set up as restricted traffic, so they should only come up here to the surface if they absolutely have to. Or sometimes the kids do whatever they want, which is why we're trying to encourage them to stay in the tavern with the toys. Though usually once I get my trade depot area set up and I have storage over there for goods I tend to frequently trade, the kids often go hang out in that storage area. It always seems kind of weird. They go hang out with the old clothes and like the gems and things instead of playing with their toys. While that's digging, let me flip to Discord for a second. Let's see, Anisha's not on, but should be on shortly. Okay. If he was going to make food, I have not heard from Protag. Yeah. I really wish we had like a school in the game. That would be nice. And you could set it to like, I want blah percentage to be training in this activity. So when they go from kid to adult, they're already trained. So you had, I want such a percentage on stoneworking, such a percentage on woodworking, metalworking, so on. That would be really nice. I don't believe anything like that is in the near future, though, or possibly ever. Actually, what am I doing? I want this whole area to be dug out. And then we were working on this before I got distracted. Let's see, that's 3. We want to come over here. Like that. Okay. 4, 5. skip a little room there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it is. And I do that. I've just never had great success with them actually seeming to prefer the toys over just the random stockpiles. I need to get a guild hall set up, actually. Though I did not bring with me a already specialized siege operator, which is a little unfortunate, but uh-oh. We have a lake above us. You go dig anyway. That's okay. Never mind. We have a lot of damp digging going on. They're deeper lakes than I thought they were. Petition Farmers Guild. Yay. Not what I was wanting, but okay. Military, we're gonna have archery targets over here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We want to get fortifications set up, which let's do them out of stone fortifications, and I guess we'll just do rock salt. Actually, the rock salt, that right there, and they can shoot down like that and that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Farmers Guild Hall. That one I actually usually put on this level, away from the other guild halls, just because this is where all their stuff is. Seems appropriate. So let's make them a guild hall. Okay. Dig in there. At some point, we'll get that second farm up and running. Yeah, we'll get stuff designated for melting before too long. Come in here and be smoothing away. I don't have enough microlined flooring to give you microlined flooring yet, but eventually we will. Huh, I'll have to check that out. I watch his tutorials every now and then. I mean, I get the whole, in theory, you set up the guild, put the toys in there, you make it a high traffic area, and you want to restrict the areas they tend to like to go. Not that the children ever seem to pay much attention to this, but if there's anything more I can do to encourage them, that would be good to know. I'll have to check it out. I need to check out Blind's most recent fort. I'm a fort or two behind. That used to be what I'd put on his channel as I was kind of getting in bed to go to sleep and just doze off to it after a while. Let's see, smooth this down. Okay. Let's get you set up as a farmers guild. Guild hall. Farmers guild. Farmers hall. There we go. Let's make this a little better on the distribution. Good enough. And then that's just a smudge on my computer screen. I was like, that looked weird. But it was just on my computer screen. Put a door in there. We want some chests. Some tables. Though that does cause people to occasionally go eat in the guild halls or the temples when you do tables, which is kind of annoying. What do we have flooring wise? Blocks. So that's all of our. I guess I could give it a rock salt floor. I don't really like the look of that. Did we have more sandstone somewhere? I think we did. Let's make up a rock block, all sandstone, and make it 100, and then we'll just go dig more sandstone whenever you guys run out. Turn off damp dig. We don't want to be doing that accidentally anymore. Connect all those. That'll be good for convenience as well as collecting stone. This was a... Oop, no. Yeah. Save. Come on. You can save a little faster. And go ahead and put all these stairways in so I don't forget where they're supposed to be. Okay. Yeah, you guys can dig that all out. Get us some sandstone. Make some blocks. And we'll put sandstone flooring. Actually, stop those. I want to put sandstone flooring in first. Not rock salt. Sandstone. Ast Lakes Diamonds, being the rightful heir, has inherited the position of Baroness of Apex Channels. We got a Baroness for another area? That's annoying. I mean, nobles aren't that difficult to deal with unless they want something nasty like a traction bench, but... Rumble. Should only have to put up with our own nobles. Not extra nobles. Okay, well then we gotta go work on some noble quarters. Which we put over here. Okay. Priority 3 this area. Come over here. We will make you some special quarters. So you remain a happy dwarf and don't throw a fit. And then depending on what you tell us you want us to make, we might or might not like you. Just depends on how annoying you get. Okay, we are going to want one of these before too long. Might also need the first layer of tombs. Let's get them to smoothing that area. Smoothing here. We'll come in with a higher priority dig just to finish these off. We are going to need more bedrooms as soon as those migrants hit, which they should be hitting before too long. Unless our caravan had an awfully long way to travel back, which they should not have. Okay, that takes care of that area. That one could be a little while. I'm okay with that. I think we just had humans arrive, didn't we? Human merchant, yep. Okay. We want to move over figurines inside containers that are non-artifact. Okay, we will trade with them real quick, and then I'm gonna call the stream there. Go grab some food real quick, and then I'll be back on with some Dwarf Fortress. Depending on what we're doing, if we're starting the raid down into the caverns right away, I'll be streaming. If we're not, I might just be streaming to Discord. You're welcome to join our Discord and hang out. And I'd love if you checked out the Vintage Story. It's a real fun game, especially with a group of people. Okay, diplomacy. Oh, got a diplomat from them earlier than I would have expected. Bring Hippie over to do some trading. I really just get food from the humans most of the time. Maybe some leather. They give us food variety, but nothing else we particularly need. Yeah. It's awesome. Like a more adult, sophisticated version of Minecraft. Let's see, we don't need glass. We need glass. We actually have sand we could grab and make our own glass. Could buy some leather water skins from them and the rope, just because those are useful things to buy. They bring any leather? They did. Okay, we'll stick with that then. We don't need fish. We don't need meat. Potato plants, cassavas, potato plants. We buy strawberries in their berry form. Buy those. Tomatoes we can brew and cook foods out of. Same thing with pineapples. Apparently we have a lot of expensive quiverines to sell. But we do want to save the majority of them for when the dwarves visit us. So let's switch over to this. Value. How many of these can we still get away with not trading? Quite a bit. Add that back in. I think Hippie's trading skill has gone up. trade that? Yes. What? Timu Minecraft? Interesting. Okay. Let's have these all smoothing. Have that smoothing. And we're also going to come in and engrave. Same thing over there. Oh, and I totally forgot. Okay, we're making wooden barrels, right? Okay. And wood is over here? Yeah. Barrels. I forgot to do the output storage for our wood and stone industries. Barrels made out of anything can go there. Non-artifact. Let's see. What else do we need? Bins. Bins made out of anything can go there. Buckets. Buckets made out of anything, non-artifact. Then we want the rest of the... This is wood furniture. So wood furniture, so not stone, not metal. If they make some out of one of those, that's fine. Non-artifact, and we don't want barrels, bins, beds, buckets, any of the siege parts, bags. Let's see, catapult parts, no. I can actually change it if we ever make large pots, they can go in with the barrels. No mechanisms, no sandbags. Sandbags will get put into whatever furniture storage allows them. Very annoying. Okay, that looks okay. Over here, we need some rock blocks. All of those. We need some mechanisms. My dwarves are busy with things right now. All mechanisms can go in there that are non-artifact. Then what else did we have? Maybe just stone furniture. Non-metal, non-other materials, non-artifact. We don't want sandbags. We don't want any siege stuff or mechanisms. Don't want those. If we make any large pots in the future, they can go with the barrels, which we will expand that storage some. Same thing with the bins and the buckets. Oh, I didn't need to engrave the floors there. Nope, cancel, cancel. We want to put in flooring first out of microcline. Sorry. Go there and there. And then that. And there. And there, and there, and over here. Get all of the bedrooms queued up. And then I need to see why we have no microline floors. Are we out of microcline? Wouldn't have thought so, but maybe. Microcline. Basically out of microcline. Okay. We did get a second stoneworker up. Microcline, you were down near the second area, weren't you? Yeah. So there's some over there. And then we had... Where was that area? Over here. No, that area is chalk now. This area. But most of the microcline was split off with the water. Though we could dig through that, but that's okay. We'll just go microcline, microcline. This is elevation 12, 13. So you come over here. Priority 1. Ooh. Are we gonna run into water? I think it'll be okay. You dig that out and let's see what it looks like. I think that's all microcline. I don't know how far the chalk goes, but this area should be microcline. Okay, so note to myself, we're gathering microcline when we come back for the next stream. We're working on bedrooms, or we should be getting more dwarves in. I need to set up the ashery and the soap making on all of that. Possibly another stoneworker, but it's not a huge priority. Up here, eventually we want to get the second farm going before too long. We're working on the farming guild. Let's actually get rid of those coffers so we can put in a full sandstone floor. I think it's a little ridiculous that they can't just pick up the coffer for a moment, set it over to the other floor, come in, put in a floor, and then move it back. And then we are working on our defensive situation. We need to get that set up. We've got some water digging to apparently do, or damp digging. Humans are just leaving. We did trade with them. We got someone starting a mysterious construction, but they had everything they needed. We need to put a ceiling in up here. This will be another rock salt one, even though I hate the look of it. Oh, snatchers! Okay. We only have our one little guy in a squad, so we need to add some to them. Ranged potential. We don't want any officials, nobility, people with infants, anyone that hates combat or is maimed or is in another squad. I like to use any of the animal trainers or rangers we get. Oh, we did just have a giant population boom, didn't we? Okay. Good to know. We can already grab you and you. 5 would be pretty appropriate with that population. You are already a competent Marksdwarf, so that's excellent. I know you guys don't have any gear yet, but that's okay. Actually, you do. Interesting. Assign uniform. Oops. I just made you totally drop your gear, didn't I? I did. I've got you set up where you can use bone bolts for combat or training, steel for combat, wood bolts for training. We don't use short bolts, thin bolts, or long bolts. Did I just not save that? No, okay. Confirm. So you guys, even though you don't have your gear, attack the snatchers, please. We want to drive them away. Let's see how this goes. We're going to follow this snatcher. Don't grab one of our children. Uh-oh. I think that one died, which is good. There's two. They're all outside. So are you all running away now? I'm okay with that. I don't think you grabbed any children. Oh, that one's headed back in. Protect the children. Where are you guys? Oh, dwarves. Yeah, you're on a kill goblin mission. Just standing there shooting them from halfway across the map? Okay, I guess that works. We have Dodok Domicil, Stoneworker, has created Ugathrur, a sandstone figurine of Minkthuth. She offers it to crystal boulders. Nice. Okay, your little bone bolts or wood bolts are not doing anything, or you just can't aim yet, which is fair. I haven't let you practice. You dropped some loot. That's nice. You apparently shed your clothing while you were being shot. And you're running off the map. Maybe... Nope. You're just running up the side of the map. You can't seem... Nope, you ran off the map. Okay. We have sent the snatchers packing. Which is nice. No, they made off with some children! Uh-oh. Well, now I feel terrible. I'm so sorry, little kids. We'll make up a squad and maybe we'll be able to rescue you at some point. I fail. So much failure. Did we kill? We did kill one of them. Where are you located? Let's see. Unforbid. That. And then up here we had... One of them dropped a bag of something. Just unforbid everything from this level. Okay. Well, that is deeply unfortunate. War dogs, what were you doing? They had to come in and see you guys, and you just didn't care? Where's the rest of you? Okay, let's make you a war dog. Apparently I don't have enough war dogs. We will extend your pasture, for the moment, be out here as well. I don't want that long term, but it'll work for now. Do I have the cats assigned here? No, the cats are just doing what they want. Okay. Let's save. And then